Part 39. My green plums are super sweet. Author, Luke Hixie. Chapter 381. Chapter 381 This year's school beauty candidates. No, I'm just accompanying my friends. Wei pointed at the fat Luo Yuxi. The dance club quit. Swimachiao, our dance club has requirements. Your friend has a body shape. Made it clear that she dislikes Luo Yuxi for being fat. Luo Yuxi felt blushing at the time, but she still mustered up the courage to say, "Sister and senior, I have learned many dances by myself and have experience in choreography. Please let me try it." Luo Yuxi seemed to like dancing very much, but the seniors disagreed and kept pestering Ye Wei. "Sister Qiao Yan, why don't you think about it again? Our dance club often holds activities and adds a lot of credits. Maybe you can get the credits that others take 3 years to complete in 1 semester. This difference in treatment is simply embarrassing." Luo Yuxi sighed and whispered to her, "Qiao Ling, if you want to join, you can join. If you don't want to join, we can change the club." Ye Wei glanced at her and suddenly asked, "If I join, can you let her join too?" Senior sister and senior were stunned for a moment, and after some discussion, they were reluctant to give up Ye Wei's treasure, and reluctantly agreed that they should join the club together. Luo Yuxi was very happy. "Qiao Ling, you are so kind. If it weren't for you, my dream of joining the dance club might not come true." "Is joining a dance club a dream?" "For me, everything I want to achieve is a dream." Luo Yuxi smiled from the bottom of her heart. Ye Wei looked at her carefully and realized that although Luo Yuxi was fat, her skin was very white and her facial features were straight. If she loses weight, she might become a great beauty. They were watching the club displays on the boulevard when suddenly 2 men and a woman with cameras ran over. "Senior Qiao Yan, can you please let us take 2 photos?" Ye Yuyi was confused. It didn't matter that the whole school knew her. She would be bothered to death if they came to her for everything. There was no other way, so she just stood there and let people take 2 random pictures. Soon, a post about choosing a school beauty appeared on the school's forum. The debate on the school grass post was between Yezikin, Suyuchin, and a sophomore senior. Yezikin is the 3-time champion, but because he is now a senior and is basically not in school, some people think he should be excluded. But his looks were so incredible that the female nymphos were reluctant to part with him. The sophomore seniors competed with Suyuchin. Some were old fans, but there were also people who liked Suyuchin, a new kid, so there was no quarrel there. When it came time to choose the school beauties, there were only 3 people from their dormitory on the list at night, as well as the school beauties from the previous session, and the school beauties from the previous session. We all know that some girls look as good looking as if they had plastic surgery, so there is also debate. When the poster posted a post about the school beauty, he received a lot of replies. He was pleased at first, but when he posted the photo of Ye Wei, he was almost worried to death. The landlord sent it first, and sent a dozen responses for a minute. He asked the layer to be deleted. The poster didn't believe it, so he posted it again, but within 10 seconds the post went into the recycle bin. The poster applied to retrieve the post that was deleted by the system, but there was no response. Suche threw his cell phone in the dormitory. "Damn, there's something wrong with this post. Sister Qiao's photos can't be posted." Yezikin, who was typing on the computer at the table, let out a soft chuckle. Suddenly, Suche found that his trumpet was permanently locked in a dark room. Suche scrolled through the posts unwillingly and saw the name of the dance club that ranked first. "Oh shit, Sister Qiao has joined the dance club. Are you going to dance tonight?" Suche's heart is broken. Brother Chen is such a scheming boy. End of this chapter. My green plums are super sweet. Author, Luke Hixie. Chapter 382. Chapter 382 Qiao Ling dances. On the 3rd day of school, Xiaoziun proposed a dinner party. Shall the four of us in the dormitory go out to have a meal together in the afternoon? It's considered acquaintance. By the way, I would like to ask if you have a boyfriend. Leng Rugjia was silent. Ye Weiwei shook his head. Luo Yuxi stopped talking. But they all agreed with the dinner party. I originally thought it was a dinner party for 4 people, but when I arrived, I discovered that there were actually 3 boys. At first, Ye Weiwei and Luo Yuxi thought they were looking in the wrong place. Xiaoziun suddenly ran over and held a boy's hand, explaining to them, "Sorry, I didn't tell you in advance, this is my boyfriend, and I boyfriend's friend." The dinner party for 4 people in the dormitory suddenly became 7 people, and the night was not suitable. Luo Yuxi seemed to be focused on her mobile phone, and Leng Rugjia didn't speak from the beginning to the end. It used to be said that Yuan Ran was aloof, but now Yi discovered that Yuan Ran is called indifferent, and only as cold as snow is called aloof. Luo Yuxi spoke more openly and asked Xiaoziun directly, "Wow, didn't you say 4 people had a dinner together?" Xiaoziun explained, "It was originally like this, but after my boyfriend found out, he said he wanted to invite the new roommate to dinner. I even said no, but he insisted." Xiaoziun glanced at her boyfriend, hoping that he would cooperate, but she found that her boyfriend's eyes almost fell on Ye Weiwei's face, and Xiaoziun stepped on him under the table. Xiaoziun's boyfriend finally reacted, "Oh yes, I just want to ask all the beauties to take good care of our family Yunyun. We are all young people and haven't eaten much. The 2 boys next to us are eager to make a move. One wants to be the only one in the night, and the other wants to be as cold as snow. Wanted their contact information, Ye Weiwei refused directly." Luo Yuxi burst out laughing, deliberately disgusting them, "Handsome guy, if you want to add QQ and WeChat, just add me, I'll play with them." Xiaozianxa glanced at Luo Yuxi with disgust on his face. She just told her boyfriend about the situation in the dormitory, and they only brought the 2 best friends, not taking the fat man into consideration at all. Halfway through the meal, Ye Weiwei already understood the meaning of this dinner party. She put down her chopsticks, wiped her mouth and stood up, "Sorry, my club still has activities, I have to leave first." Luo Yuxi also stood up, yes, our dance club still has to dance, bye." After the club recruits new members, it starts to prepare for activities, because in 2 months it will be the school's club night. Ye Weiwei and Luo Yuxi joined the dance club, hoping to become part-time officials and part-timers. Ye Ziwei didn't care, she mainly stayed with Luo Yuxi. There were about 30 or 40 people running for election, and the president asked them to show off their talents. The dance club naturally needs to be able to dance. Everyone has finished performing, and there are still a few left. Luo Yuxi took the initiative to raise her hand, and she stood up, making everyone laugh. Ye Weiwei pursed her lips and felt a little unhappy. Those people only saw Luo Yuxi being funny, but failed to see that her dancing was actually very good. The president personally called Ye Wei's name and said, "Senior Qiao Yan, please go up." "Me, I'm not here to run." "How can that be done? You and everyone are here. Come up quickly." Being looked at by so many pairs of eyes, Ye Wei had to stand up. But just as she was walking forward, the person next to her suddenly stretched out her legs. Ye Wei didn't pay attention to her feet. She picked up that foot and fell straight forward. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. My green plums are super sweet. Author, Lukixi. Chapter 383. Chapter 383, Take Your Own Body. The only time I thought my face was going to have a close contact with the earth was when I suddenly fell onto something soft and warm. She opened her eyes wide with lingering fear. Ouch. only heard Luoyuxi's scream. Ye turned her head and saw that Luoyuxi was sitting on the ground with her arms crossed, and she bumped into Luoyuxi's waist. Luoyuxi has a lot of flesh on her body, so she feels soft. Lolo, are you okay? No, it's okay. People around them stood up to help the two of them. Ye Wei turned around and saw that the seat he had just walked out of was empty. Ye Wei pointed at the empty spot and asked, who was there just now? No one answered. At best, he was just talking without paying attention. With such an accident, Ye Wei had no intention of showing off her talent. She helped Luoyuxi out, lifted up her skirt and took a look, and saw that the skin on her thighs was scratched. Ye Wei took her to clean her and put on a bandage. Ye Wei asked her, Luo, why are you doing this? They have only known each other for a few days. What happened just now was so critical. Luoyuxi didn't hesitate to use his body as a backing for her, but she was so anxious at that moment that she was wearing a skirt and her skin was scratched. If it were her, she will not make fun of her body for someone she has known for a few days. But Luoyuxi did such a thing. Luoyuxi smiled calmly, don't think that I have a good friend card, but you are my friend, so I will treat you well. Why? Because of me, I'm too fat. When others see me, they either dislike me or ignore me, but you don't. Luoyuxi laughed as she spoke. Ye Wei suddenly felt something. Didn't you hear what they said, that I brought you by my side on purpose to make you a foil? Luoyuxi shook her head, I don't believe what those people say. I only believe in my own feelings. From the first day I met you, I felt that we were destined. I like you very much. Ye Wei showed her face, thank you, I like you too. It's amazing how people get along with each other. Some people are born with the wrong relationship, while some people can be called good friends when you meet them. She thanked Luoyuxi for being a newcomer and sincerely accepted Luoyuxi as her first good friend in college. Let's go back to the dormitory. The phone suddenly beeped, which was a message notification tone. Opening it, Ye Wei received a message from the dance club. The general content was, congratulations on successfully entering the semi-finals. Ye Wei didn't dance at all, but she got such preferential treatment. There was nothing on Luoyuxi's cell phone. She was a little disappointed, but she still forced a smile and said, congratulations, Chiao, try your best to show off your talents next time. Ye Wei put away her phone and saw a group of people gathered around the avenue to watch the excitement. She deliberately diverted Luoyuxi's attention. Hey, what are those people doing? The person next to me explained, there is a company selling drinks in our school, and they are performing magic tricks in order to attract people's attention. Magic, I want to see it. Luoyuxi was interested in playing and pulled Ye Wei over. Ye Wei also felt strange, but there were many people in front of her and she couldn't squeeze in. Hearing the cheers from the crowd praising the magic, Ye Wei stood up on tiptoes. When she craned her neck to look, her body suddenly rose into the air and she was picked up by someone. Ah, her little surprise was covered up by the bustle of the crowd. Ye Wei turned around and saw that the man holding her was wearing a mask, covering most of his face. Thanks for the reward of an Lianbin, summer, listening to the sound of rain, Gu Mulan. Now guess who it is? Yezukan? Suyuchan? Or a new character? The first one to guess correctly will be rewarded with 100 book coins. End of this chapter. My green plums are super sweet. Author, Lu Kixi. Chapter 384. Chapter 384, My boyfriend's strength is maxed out, sit on it. Ye Wei turned around and saw that the man holding him was wearing a mask covering most of his face. You. Quiet. Giggle, Ye Wei twisted her body restlessly because she wanted to say, but you hold my waist and it makes me itchy. Yezukan. He held Ye Wei's waist with both hands, and suddenly lifted her up higher. He suddenly held her little crotch and made her sit on his broad shoulders, holding her with both hands to ensure her safety. Wow! The view above others became extremely empty. Ye Wei was amazed, and she felt very relieved about Yezikin. Brother is great. Watching the magician's performance, a picture that had been buried in her memory for a long time suddenly appeared in her mind. The little girl and the little boy went hand in hand to the amusement park. There were balloon vendors there who turned long, round balloons into various shapes. Many children gathered around and asked their parents for them. Brother Chen, I want to see it. The little girl was not interested in the finished product. She found the process very surprising, but there were so many people blocking the way that no one could see them. Brother Chen, hug me. The little boy picked up the person with a helpless expression, but when a child picks up a child, the height only increases a little bit, which is not even close to the height of an adult. The little girl was very distressed. Brother, why can't you lift it up like your father? The little bell wants to see higher and farther. The little boy snorted unconvinced. When I become an adult, I can also lift you high. Looking at it now, Ye Wei's heart is full of emotions. Sure enough, he did it. This kind of boyfriend has the power to make a girl's heart explode. Accidentally, he was too proud, and Ye Wei forgot that he was in a school, and he was surrounded by students. Wow, that boy is so handsome. Oh my God, I have such a girlish heart. Hey, are you boyfriend and girlfriend? You actually let someone sit on your shoulder. Ah, I believe in love again. Hands passed one by one, and their picture suddenly became more attention-grabbing than magic. Luo Yuxi wanted to hold Ye Wei's hand, but accidentally pulled the wrong person. When I turned around, I saw no one in sight. When I looked up, holy shit. Chiao chiao you. Ye Wei, who was immersed in his own beautiful fantasy, finally woke up and found that he had been turned into a tourist attraction. He reached out and poked Yezikin. Brother, let me down quickly. Yezikin allows people to land safely. I don't know who took out their mobile phones and took pictures of them. Although I don't know what the boy wearing the mask looks like, looking at his figure and temperament, I think he is a handsome man. Who is that person? Isn't that girl Qiao Ling? Is that guy Su Yuchen? The height looks very similar. I don't know who posted the picture on the forum, and it became the story of Ye Wei and Su Yuchen. Suddenly, the trend in Taibo became, when I go back, I will ask the male vote to be raised high, and if I can't lift it, we will break up. Next post, my daughter insists on raising her hand high, but if I don't, she will break up with me. Reply, ha ha ha, the original poster doesn't recommend it. However, at this time, the hero and heroine holding high up were sitting in an elegant restaurant, with a fat girl next to them. I must be dreaming, I am eating at the same table as Yezikin. Luo Yuxi felt like she was floating. Haha, no matter who is escorting Brother Chen in 3721, come to Kixi Festival to collect the red envelope. From now on, if the man can't hold him up, do you want him? End of this chapter. My green plums are super sweet. Author, Lu Kixi. Chapter 385. Chapter 385 Fight to the End. Chiao, please give me a pinch, I'm a little dizzy now. When Luo Yuxi first saw the male idol, she stared at Yezikin without moving her eyes. My dear, my name is Luo Yuxi, I like you very much. Luo Yuxi felt that her entire university was complete. Chiao, I have fulfilled another dream. Is meeting a person considered a dream? I once dreamed of talking face to face with my male idol, but I didn't dare to dream of having dinner at the same table. Not only did my dream come true, it was also exceeded. Luo Yuxi muttered a lot. The love she said is different from coveting feelings, it's just pure admiration. Yezikin personally handed her a drink and said, Classmate Luo, my Chiao is at school and I've asked you to take care of her. Luo Yuxi was shocked inside. She couldn't bear to drink the drink that the male personally handed her. I instantly have the urge to fight to the end, even through mountains of swords and seas of fire. Luo Yuxi patted her chest and assured, "That's for sure, don't worry, my god. I will definitely take good care of Qiao Qiao, and I will tell you if anything happens to her." Ye Wei, why did she feel something was wrong when she heard this? Yezikin took a straw and inserted it into Yes only drink cup, with an extremely bright smile on his lips. "Be good, drink some water." Luo Yuxi was very excited when she saw the eye-catching scene. Oh so loving, it turns out that the male is so approachable and he dotes on his girlfriend. In this way, Yezikin easily bought over his roommate who was about to live with Ye Wei for 3 or 4 years. On the way back, they planned to take a stroll. Passing a fish shop, there were several small turtles in the transparent bathtub in front of the shop. Luo Yuxi said she wanted to take her back to her dormitory to raise her. Ye Wei bent over and took a look with his hands on his knees. He thought the little guy was quite cute and not lethal yet, so he agreed. They bought a turtle and fish tank, which was paid by Yezikin. The meaning is different again. Ye Wei and Luo Yuxi carried the fish tank containing the turtle back to the dormitory. They were careful along the way, but it was not heavy. Along the way, they were all discussing, "The little turtle is so cute, what should I name it? The little one is called Xiao Xiao. No, 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 it must be meaningful. Let me think about it." Ye Wei held her chin in thought. "Ha, I thought about it, bang. The fish tank is shattered to pieces. What's going on? You're blind and can't see the road," the villain complained first, with an arrogant and domineering tone that was annoying. Luo Yuxi was busy bending down to pick up the turtle, but the unreasonable female classmate reached out and pushed her. "Oh, he is as strong as a pig, and he can't even push it." Ye Wei squatted down to pick up the turtle, but the turtle was kicked away by the girl. "You bumped into me and didn't apologize. You even spilled smelly water on me. Do you know how expensive my clothes are? Can you afford to pay for it?" Luo Yuxi was so angry that she gasped, "It's obvious that you were the first to hit such a big road, yet you are the one who complained first. Whoever complained first, you'd better think clearly before speaking. Apologize to me, maybe if I'm in a good mood I won't let you lose money. You can see clearly that the skirt on my body was brought back from Paris, France. The latest model, even all your belongings can't compare to it, you idiot." Luo Yuxi looked at Ye Wei uneasily. Ye Wei silently ran to pick up the turtle. The turtle was covered with a layer of dust and lay motionless in her hand. "Kick the turtle that Brother Chen gave to Little Bell? Is the Little Bell still allowed to turn black?" End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. My green plums are super sweet. Author, Lu Kixi. Chapter 386. Chapter 386. Jiao Ling was insulted. The two arrogant girls saw that Ye Wei was ignoring them, and they walked over arrogantly and slapped her hand away. "Jiao Li, didn't you hear that? I asked you to apologize to me." The poor turtle fell out again. The turtle's shell makes a sound when it hits the ground. She heard such a distressing sound 3 times in a row. "It's all because of these 2 ignorant women in front of me." Luo Yuxi picked up the turtle again and protected it tightly, for fear that they would hurt the little turtle again. Ye Wei's face was gloomy and scary. Her hands were tightly clenched into fists. When she raised her head, she looked at them with deep meaning. "Apologize," this resounding word was the only thing Ye said. "Ha," the girl smiled arrogantly, "poor girl, what are you talking about, asking us to apologize? Do you know that my father, Xia Moying, is the director of this school?" Xia Moying held her skirt and said, "It seems I can't reason with you. Since I won't apologize, I'll pay you. The fish tank was sprinkled with water when it was overturned just now, but only a little. In this hot September day, it dried up in a short time. Luo Yuxi was so angry that she said, "It was you who bumped into me. How can you ask us to pay compensation? Stop slandering others. These two girls are obviously here to blackmail me." Xiaomoying thought for a while, "If you insist on saying this." Then, Xiaomoying took out a 100 yuan red note from her wallet and handed it to Luo Yuxi. "Your fish tank, turtle, this money is enough, any more will be regarded as a favor from this lady." Luo Yuxi turned her head and refused to answer. Xiaomoying suddenly threw the money in Ye Weiwei's face. "I'll pay for your things, and you have to pay for my skirt too." Xiaomoying's follower Yezihan added fuel to the fire beside her. "Yingying, look at how poor they two are. They are wearing street clothes. This custom-made skirt of yours from Paris, France is worth 6 figures." Luo Yuxi's heart skipped a beat when she heard this. The Ka suits Lolita and the like that she usually buys in the second dimension are relatively cheap among the national brands. The general price is 400 to 500, and a more expensive set of 1000 is the top dollar. She didn't even dare to think of something worth 5 digits, let alone 6 digits. She didn't know Xiaomoying at first, but as soon as she heard her name and who she was as a school director, she knew that she was a young lady that rich people couldn't mess with. She still has to go to college, she offended the eldest lady at the beginning of school. She is so fat, but she has no ability to let the tall, rich, and handsome people in the novel come to save her life. Luo Yuxi looked at Ye Wei uneasily. Although she knew that Ye Weiwei was related to Yezikan, Ye Weiwei's identity was not the daughter of a consortium director, but an orphan whose parents both died. Luo Yuxi took Ye's only hand and discussed with her in a low voice, "Qiao, how about we apologize? Take a step back and the world will be brighter." He Xiaomoying and follower Yezihan both heard her words and were waiting for them to apologize. But Ye Weiwei pushed Luo Yuxi away and stood in front of Xiaomoying with her head held high, her momentum not inferior to hers at all. Ye Weiwei smiled instead of getting angry. "You said we damaged your skirt and you have to pay for it, right?" Xiaomoying raised her chin high, "Of course." Ye Weiwei suddenly bent down and picked up half of the fish tank that was still filled with water. He grabbed Xiaomoying's hand and poured the water directly onto Xiaomoying's chest. "Ah! Ha 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 ha, don't get confused by the title. Insult, using harsh words or actions to hurt someone else's personality without respecting their personality. Of course, do you think Xiao Lingdang would let Xiaomoying go so easily? Also, how about using money to throw Xiaomoying in the face?" End of this chapter. My green plums are super sweet. Author, Lu Kixi. Chapter 387. Chapter 387 Wet a lot. Xiaomoying's chest was wet, and downwards, there were traces of wetness on her stomach and... "Ah!" She screamed like crazy, attracting the attention of people around. Xiaomoying immediately pulled Yezihan to block the front for her. Ye Weiwei threw away her hand as if throwing away garbage, and said in her ear in a voice that could be heard by 2 or 3 people, "Xiaomoying, right? You have to pay for it, right? If you beg me nicely, say maybe I won't expose your fake height if I'm happy, but why are you so stupid?" Ye Weiwei smiled disdainfully, took Luo Yuxi's hand and walked to the bedroom. Xiaomoying wanted to catch up, but because she was wet, she stomped her feet unwillingly and let Yezihan block her back to the dormitory. The first thing Ye Weiwei did when he took Luo Yuxi back to the dormitory was to take out the basin to collect water, and then put the little turtle in the basin. Having been thrown 3 times, they were not sure whether the little turtle was still alive. Both of them were nervous. Luo Yuxi, "Oh, it's all that Xiaomoying's fault, I hate her so much." Ye Weiwei did not answer, but stared at the little turtle closely. After a long time, the little turtle was not seen crawling. Ye Wei lifted it up and his eye circles turned red instantly. The tears fell silently. Sorry. Xiaomoying and Yezihan clearly went for her and even threw the little turtle. Little turtle, can you please come back to life, you are a gift from my brother. Xiaoziun stood by the balcony door and looked at them with a smile, you can think of talking to a turtle. Ye Wei bit his lip and did not refute. Luo Yuxi glared at Xiaoziun angrily, and when she looked back, she was surprised to find, Chiao, look, the little turtle's head is sticking out. The little turtle who was dropped 3 times miraculously survived. Ye Wei cried and laughed again. Very nice. She quickly put the little turtle back into the water and named it, Yaobeiki. Yaobeiki is not an unconventional name, but means 1 meter 87. Luo Yuxi asked, why 1.87 meters? No matter how long this turtle is, it cannot be 1.87 meters. Yes, only answer, because Brother Chen is 1.87 meters tall. Luo Yuxi was stuffed with another mouthful of dog food. Xiaomoying took a shower and changed out of her skirt, making up her mind. Damn Xiaoling, I won't let her go. Yezihan calmed her down while thinking deeply, Xiaolian is really lucky. She didn't fall in the dance club today. I didn't expect that she would not be threatened tonight. Humph, if I didn't fall on her today, it's not like that fat guy. This afternoon it was Xiaomoying and Yezihan who deliberately tripped Ye Wei in the dance club. Because Ye Wei is so dazzling, not only the teacher regards her as an honor, but other seniors also think highly of her. They checked the file of Chiao Li based on his identity. She was an ordinary female student. Her parents were dead and her custody was with her aunt. She had no background. Because of her good grades, she was exempted from tuition fees when she came here. I thought this kind of person would bow down if he was threatened, but I didn't expect Ye Wei to have such a tough temper. It's just that she won the top prize in the province. She looks like a fox. All the boys in the school treat her as some kind of goddess. She is not threatened, right? I will not let her live a good life in the future. My father is the director of this school. Yes, Yingying, she bullied you, you must not admit defeat. Yezihan added jealousy next to her. Go to that fat Luo Yuxi and ask her to do things for us. Ah, someone posted a cute picture of a small bell in the book review area. It is the kind colored by line drawing. It is so cute. Kaibao friends can go and take a look. And the name of this turtle has a real origin. My sister's dormitory raised a turtle, and they wanted to find a man who was 1.87 meters tall, so they named the turtle 187, which is super cute. End of this chapter. My green plums are super sweet. Author, Lukixi. Chapter 388. Chapter 388, Lure Xiaoling out to get her. Xiaomoying handed a text message on her phone to Luo Yuxi. Luo Yuxi, do you know why you were kicked out of the dance club? Because Xiaoling told the president that as long as she kicked you out, she would agree to dance. I don't want to talk nonsense to you. What nonsense? Please take a good look and see if this is the only QQ in the night. Xiaomoying clicked on the avatar of the anime Nana Sheng, and the QQ number and password that appeared were exactly the same as Ye Wei's. Luo Yuxi opened her mouth in shock. That profile picture and QQ number were definitely Ye Wei's. Xiaomoying smiled and looked at Luo Yuxi as if she were giving him alms. The president showed it to me because he has a good relationship with me. I saw that you were kept in the dark and you were ignorant, so I felt that you were quite pitiful. I'm kind enough to tell you. Luo Yuxi struggled and rebutted at first, and finally fell silent. It's not that I dislike you. Look at your appearance. Xiao Li took you with him and made it clear that he wanted you to wear green leaves and flowers, but you still cuddled up stupidly. Didn't you mean to be used? Xiaomoying put away her phone and continued to educate her. I'm different. Although I don't like you very much, I'll tell you the truth. I just can't stand Xiao Li's hypocritical face. Luo Yuxi had a cold face and asked calmly, so, what do you want? Xiaomoying glanced at Yezihan, and Yezihan patted Luo Yuxi on the shoulder. Tomorrow, make an appointment with Xiao Liao outside the school. Luo Yuxi asked in confusion, what are you doing outside the school? Yezihan shrugged, we just want her to apologize to me. It won't look good if the school is noisy. Luo Yuxi was silent for a while and told them that they needed to think about it. After Luo Yuxi left, Xiaomoying and Yezihan stood there and smiled proudly. Xiaomoying took out her phone again and opened the message she just received. In fact, it was just a small software made with money. That fat man is really stupid, he believed it so easily. Ying, you are smarter, you can get Xiao Liao after you trick her out. Of course, she dared to splash water and embarrass me in public. I will definitely not spare her tomorrow. Huh, Xiaomoying seemed to have imagined the pitiful appearance of Ye Wei being bullied to the point of kneeling down to beg for mercy. She was very proud. When Luo Yuxi returned to the dormitory, the other three were there. Leng Rugjia was putting on makeup. She had changed into a set of mature clothes and had a bag beside her, as if she was about to go out. Xiaoziun is doing live broadcasts. She makes money through live broadcasts. She has gained a large number of fans because of her sweet voice and good looks. As for the only night, the only one playing games at night? I originally thought that a top student like her would not be studying hard every day, but who knew that she only played games in private and did not look like a top student at all. Luo Yuxi missed seeing her rank and suddenly sighed, Qiao, I didn't expect you to play the game so well. It's okay, I just kill time occasionally. She felt a little guilty when she said it. She was a handicapped player who climbed out of the rookie pile, but now no one dares to say that she is no good. I really envy you. You are good looking, have a good figure, and have a good mind. You can even play games. No, you're great too. Qiao, are you busy tomorrow? Tomorrow, Ye Wei rolled his eyes, thought for a while, and shook his head. We only have 4 classes tomorrow, it's okay. Luo Yuxi hesitated and said, then I will take you somewhere tomorrow. Then the question is, will Luo Yuxi betray the little bell? End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. My green plums are super sweet. Author, Lukixi. Chapter 389. Chapter 389. The Man Hiding in the Toilet. Luo Yuxi took Ye Wei to the place given by Xiaomoying. Luo Yuxi was very nervous, but Ye Wei seemed to be in a good mood. This is an animation-themed entertainment hall outside the school. There are separate small private rooms inside. You can choose any theme style you like. When Ye Wei came in, he looked around and said, this place is quite pretty. Luo Yuxi was still very nervous when she saw her looking so relaxed and at ease. Qiao, is it really okay? Of course, what are you afraid of? Take me there quickly. The only thing Ye Wei didn't expect was that before he could get out and take action, those 2 reckless people would come to the door. The 2 of them were talking as they walked. Su Yuchen happened to be out with his roommate. When he heard a familiar voice, he immediately said goodbye to his roommate. He wanted to go over and say hello to Ye Wei, but saw Ye Wei and the fat girl entering an anime-themed private room. After entering, I closed the door. Su Yuchen stood at the door for a moment and was about to leave, but suddenly he noticed a man sneaking around here. Su Yuchen frowned and suddenly stopped leaving. Inside the themed private room, Ye Wei followed Luo Yuxi in and saw Xiaomoying and Yezihan waiting there. Ye was the only one who was shocked. It's actually you. Xiaomoying laughed loudly, you didn't expect to see us here. Let me tell you, the so-called friend next to you listened to our words and brought you here on purpose. Hearing Xiaomoying's words, Ye Wei turned to look at Luo Yuxi, who did not refute. Ye Zihan also added insult to injury, Qiao Li, we will give you another chance. Now kneel down and apologize, and beg our Yingying to forgive you. I thought Ye Yuyi would be scared, but I saw her sitting leisurely on the sofa next to her, clasping her hands, acting like a young lady from a rich family. Xiaomoying rushed over and tried to grab her by the collar. Ye Wei gave her a slight flick and pushed Xiaomoying onto the glass coffee table behind her, making a loud noise. Xiaomoying sat down on the ground, holding her waist and shouting ouch all the time, you, how dare you. Ye Zihan hurriedly walked over to help her up, but Ye Wei suddenly stretched out his foot. With a bang, Ye Zihan fell to the ground face to face. Luo Yuxi leaned against the door, surprised, then clapped and cheered, okay, it's really good. Xiaomoying and Ye Zihan wanted to get up, but Ye Wei put a foot on each side and asked them, is it fun? Ye Zihan roared, Qiao Li, you are crazy. Xiaomoying turned to look at the toilet and shouted, why don't you get out of there and save me? The toilet door opened, and two men who looked like bodyguards came out. Xiaomoying scolded them, if you see this young lady being bullied, why don't you fight back immediately? I'll ask my dad to fire you. The bodyguard expressed his innocence, didn't you say, miss, that I must obey your orders? There's so much nonsense, why don't we catch this crazy woman Jiao Ling? The bodyguard got the order and went straight to Ye Wei. Trained and physically strong bodyguards have no problem dealing with a girl, but what they are facing is Ye Wei. Yes, only master is Shirley, who has won the world championship. Shirley's original women's grappling, Ye Wei learned the essence. It was easy to deal with two ordinary bodyguards, and he knocked down two big men with just a few moves. Hearing the scream, Su Yuchen suddenly broke into the door. Are you happy? I said the little bell will become stronger. I kinda want to see Su Yuchen playing tricks. End of this chapter. My green plums are super sweet. Author, Lu Kixi. Chapter 390. Chapter 390, Teach you, I will protect you. Don't be afraid, Qiao Li, I will protect you. Su Yuchen suddenly broke into the private room and acted aggressively. When he saw the person lying on the ground and rolling around, it felt like his brain was about to explode. He saw it wrong? Ye Wei was sitting on the sofa biting an apple, and Luo Yuxi sat on Xiaomoying's back. That scene was amazing. Click. Ye Wei froze in his bite of the apple and threw the apple away in embarrassment. Papa Papier. She threw away the apple and wiped her hands with a wet tissue, stood up, coughed twice, and said hello to Su Yuchen, what a coincidence. Su Yuchen didn't know what to say at this moment. The shock in his heart couldn't be expressed in words at all. Okay. Ye Wei blinked, glanced around at everyone in the room, and said dryly, goodbye. She took Luo Yuxi's hand and left. Luo Yuxi's admiration for her is like a torrent of river water. Qiao, you are so amazing, you are simply my idol, goddess. In fact, she felt something about what Xiaomoying said to Luo Yuxi yesterday, but she still chose to believe Ye Wei. She trusted her friends, and it paid off. Ye Wei decided to use his plan to deal with them right here. However, Luo Yuxi was still worried. Fortunately, there are not many people, but if they get worse, it will still be very dangerous for you to go like this. No, there's someone waiting outside. She has people outside. As long as there is a signal, those people will rush in. She will not play with her own safety. Unexpectedly, those people couldn't help beating her at all, and she hadn't even moved her muscles yet. Luo Yuxi suddenly understood after hearing her explanation, Qiao, you are so powerful, we should find the person who tripped you in the dance club that day. That person was so bad. We have found her, she is Xiaomoying. What, how do you know? My guess. Of course not. That day someone in the club took pictures to write a press release. When she saw the picture, she naturally discovered that the person sitting in that seat was Xiaomoying. Chiao Chiao, you are so good at fighting, how did you learn how to do it? Well, I have a master to teach me, but she couldn't tell others who the master was. Wow, master, what a title that feels like belonging. The two friends were walking and having fun. Just when they were about to walk out of the theme entertainment hall, Ye Weiwei suddenly pulled Luo Yuxi and pointed at the woman not far away. Look at that woman, is she Leng Rugjiu? Luo Yuxi nodded, it's Leng Rugjiu. But who is the man next to her? They saw Leng Rugjiu being held in the arms of a middle-aged man. The man didn't know what he said and kissed Leng Rugjiu's ear. Oh my god! Ye Weiwei and Luo Yuxi were both shocked. That kind of action can only be done between lovers, and that man looks like he could be Leng Rugjiu's father. Could it be? That kind of dirty thing. It's hard to believe it's happening right next to them. No wonder Leng Rugjiu always walks alone, and sometimes even goes out at night. Ye Weiwei and Luo Yuxi found it incredible, but this kind of thing just happened. Ye Weiwei and Luo Yuxi were in a difficult mood. When they returned to the dormitory at night, they couldn't help but look at Leng Rushui a few more times. Leng Rugjiu was still wearing a lace turtleneck on this sultry September day. She used to think it looked good, but now. Rugjiu, what's wrong with your mouth? The corners of Leng Rugjiu's mouth were black and blue. Guess who Leng Rugjiu will be assigned to on Chinese Valentine's Day? The main reason is that the reader who left the name Leng Rugjiu can guess whose name your name will go to. End of this chapter.